This summer, I went to the Montreal Museum of Archaeology and History's Olmec exhibit. Unfortunately, the Olmec exhibit is closed or close to closing at the time of this video, but I can still talk about some of the great objects I saw there. The exhibit was broken into 3 sections, covering the various cultures of the Mexican Gulf Coast. First was the Olmec, who were the foremost precursor civilization of Mesoamerica. Despite existing from 1200 to 400 BC, the Olmec would greatly influence the later Mesoamerican cultures, such as the Maya and even the Aztec at the time of Spanish conquest. Next was the later Veracruz culture. The Veracruz culture lasted from 100 to 1000 CE and was known for the love of the Mesoamerican ball game and of smiling figures called Sonoranites. Lastly was the Aztec civilization of the northern Mexico Gulf Coast. The Aztec civilization is poorly understood. However, it is thought that the Aztec people arrived to the region early between 1500 to 900 BCE and developed mostly separately from the rest of Mesoamerica until the conquest by the Aztecs in 1500. It is believed that the Aztec were an offshoot of early Maya people. Now that we hopefully have some basic understanding, I'm going to take you through some of the key objects of this exhibit. When we first entered the exhibit, we were greeted by this very interesting display. These are celts, which are stone tools designed to chop wood, or as an adze, which is like a hoe for farming. Additionally, these could have a symbolic role, which will be seen later. Turning right, we encounter 2 monumental sculptures. First is a seated elite. The sculpture is called the Governor and is thought to depict an Olmec ruler. Next is one of the Olmec's colossal head sculptures. There are 17 known examples of these heads, and each of them is unique and thought to depict a real person, either a ruler or a great warrior. This example is one of the smallest, with the largest being around 10 feet tall. In the next room, we see this beautiful jade pectoral of a jaguar. This would have been hung around the neck and is made from a rare blue jadeite. Next, we see a display of polished celts. These have little to no wear and were most likely used exclusively for ritual and ceremony. In the next display case are 3 or 4 total wooden busts that were found in a spring in Veracruz, along with a worked wooden stick that was found with them. These are part of a ritual deposit that included rubber balls, ceremonial axes, and other items. These elongated wooden busts are the oldest found in Mexico. Turning around, we are faced with 2 massive sculptures facing each other. First is a jaguar. The Olmecs greatly respected and feared the jaguar, and even believed shamans could transform into them through the use of hallucinogenic compounds. Facing him is one of 2 human statues, known as the twins. These identical figures are thought to be from Olmec mythology and possibly the inspiration behind the hero twins of the Maya story of creation. These statues were found in the same deposit facing each other. Lastly in the room is the statue of a seated whale jaguar. Like I said earlier, the Olmec believed that humans could transform into jaguars. The whale jaguar, that being whale jaguar like werewolf, was a very important, if not the most important, symbol to the Olmec. It was the form which the majority of the deities take, as well as the shamans. Olmec society was ruled by an upper class of shamans, shamans being people thought to have the ability to communicate with the supernatural. The whale jaguar is characterized by a cleft in his head, as well as a snarled front lip, and occasionally fangs. Additionally, the head is often rectangular, and the eyes almond-shaped. In the next room is arguably the most important object in the exhibition, El Señor de las Limas, also known as Las Limas Monument 1. At 22 inches tall, this is the largest greenstone sculpture ever found by archaeology. Greenstone is the archaeological term for a number of similar stones, such as jade, jadeite, and serpentine, which is what the statue is made out of. The statue consists of a youth holding a baby whale jaguar. On each limb of the youth is engraved depictions of a whale jaguar. These engravings are part of why the sculpture is so important, as each engraving on the youth is of a unique whale jaguar. This was so important as the original prevailing theory was that the Olmec did not have gods, but instead worshipped the whale jaguar or the normal jaguar. However, later discoveries, post the discovery of Las Limas Monument 1, established that there was instead a pantheon of gods, with features similar to the whale jaguar, such as a cleft head. Additionally, by tracing artwork, we are able to follow the evolution of these deities as they morph and later become many of the principal Mesoamerican gods, such as the maize god, the god of storms Tarlock, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Wrapping up this half of the exhibit are a couple more choice Olmec objects. First is the Lost Telkles statuette, which depicts a fantastical creature with a duckbill, thought to be a evolution that would lead to the human form of Quetzalcoatl in Aztec mythology. Next is the Carcajal block, which is thought to be the oldest example of writing in the Americas. Lastly is Stela C, which was one of the earliest Olmec objects found, and established that the Olmecs were much older than previously thought due to the use of long count, which is the Mesoamerican form of recording dates on the plaque.